and I hope, well, I just hope you can hear me. Um, I wanted to give some updates. I don't know why I'm wearing this. I wanted to give some medical updates. I'm actually going to go sit outside because, well, it's nicer out there right now. And I'm filling up our little pool, so I just want to make sure it doesn't overflow. But, yeah, today I had my MRI, finally. That situation was not fun, getting the MRI. And here's the situation with that. June 15th was when my MRI was ordered by the doctor. Oh, yeah, time to shut it off. It's leaking out the side. and and the doctor makes the order, and then the person who authorizes it has to sign it, whatever it is they do, and then off it goes, right? No big deal. Haven't had an issue in the past, but this time did have an issue. And the issue was that even though did you not shut off? Lefty loosey righty tighty, right? I'm sorry. I hope this phone doesn't fall. I'm sorry if it falls. I'm just trying to make sure that that feels like it's still going. Okay. I was doing it opposite. My brain was thinking lefty loosey means it'll slow down. I don't know what's going on with my brain. So hold on, let me just get this up so I can just sit for a minute, so I can just tell you. Sorry about all this, but this is what life looks like. It's always weird and uncomfortable. Okay, I am going to sit over here because it's already set up over here, like so. Okay. Oh, an inchworm. Hello, inchworm. Come here. Look, inchworm, your debut on the internet. He's like, look, I'm a little tiny guy. I'm so tiny. Look at me. They're so cute. Okay. All right, here we go. Okay, so normally, hey guys, I'm gonna put you on the table, so I don't want to hurt you. Oh, it's the UPS guy. So normally when I've had MRIs, what happens is that it gets ordered, they authorize it, you go to whatever facility, depending on your state and how it works and everything, and that's that. You go in for your appointment, and then the doctors look at it, they send it off to whoever needs to see it, and then you go from there. No big deal, right? Well, it was a big deal this time, and maybe because I've been in so much pain, and I've also injured my shoulder too, so I think maybe there is a chance that because I was more in emotion mind, because I was in a lot of pain, that maybe it seemed like it took longer than it should have. However, there's a part of me that thinks, no, based on my experience, it shouldn't have taken this long. And I had called, left messages, many messages, mind you. I called like every day or every other day. And at first they're like, yep, it needs to be signed. And that's all they said. It just needs to be signed and then sent out. Great, right? Well, 2 weeks later, the person, I guess, who was in charge of signing these orders was out sick. And we all know right now that if you go out sick, whether it's corona related or not, you still have to quarantine for 2 weeks. So this person was out for like a month, and there was no one who had the authorization to sign off on my order. Apparently, that's what they were telling me. They're like, we're trying to find people. I'm like, why can't you just have the doctor sign it? Why is this such a big deal? Why is this so hard? I need a freaking MRI. I am in pain. And eventually, when I get to enough pain, I start getting cranky, okay? I think people can relate to that. Pain makes you angry and cranky, right? So I'm calling. She's not calling me back. And I said, you know what? I have had it. I called up and the receptionist answered, and I said, look, here's my name, date of birth, here's my doctor, here's what I need, and here's my problem. And I said, I want to speak to my doctor. I don't want to talk to anyone else. I want to talk to the doctor because this has gone on way too long. And it's ridiculous, and I'm in a lot of pain, and it doesn't seem to matter to anyone here. So if it doesn't matter to you guys, I just want to talk to the doctor. Oh, well, that's when the lady who authorizes it decided, oh, she's going to talk to me today. Not today, but that day. And and she said that it will be sent out that day, and I'll be able to set up an appointment and all that stuff, to get the MRI. And I was nice to her. I didn't yell at her or anything like that, because yelling at people, screaming at people, doing that, they're not going to help you. Okay? When someone yells and screams at you, do you feel like, yeah, let me help you? No. So I didn't yell at her. I listened to what she said. I said, thank you for getting to this. I appreciate it. I'm in a lot of pain, so I really want to get this done. And then at the end, okay, she could have just left it how it was. No. She had to say at the end. And the reason why it didn't go through for so long is because we needed the order written so you got your MRI with and without contrast. If any of you know anything about getting MRIs and having contrast, then you know that the doctor will already order it that way. You don't need 2 separate orders. It's one order. And they don't go, oh yeah, let's do it without contrast, knowing full well this person has this history where they will need contrast. There's no question about needing contrast for me. I need the contrast. So I feel that she was trying to save face by saying it took so long because of that. And basically what she's saying is it's the doctor's fault, is what she's saying. Because the doctor writes the order, that particular person signs it and sends it off. So I guess it's the doctor's fault, according to her. I don't know. But it was very frustrating. And so what ended up happening is, even though I talked to her and she said she was going to send it out and do all that, a week later, nothing had happened. So mother said, call your PCP and have her do it. So I said, okay, I'll do it that way. So I called my PCP. I went to see her. I told her about all the stuff, and she said she was confused as to why it took so long for them to send it out, because she knows how MRIs work as well. And it would have been ordered from the very beginning with and without contrast. So she didn't understand why it took so long, why, like, she had the same questions I did. And I said, well, can you order it for me? Because if you order it, I guarantee you I will get this done probably next week. If, And she ordered it, and lo and behold, this week came. This is the week I had today. I did it today. It was at 1, and I did it. So I finally did it. So now I have to wait for the doctor to get the results and decide if, depending on if there's more significant damage or less damage, will depend on what he might say. So he might say, okay, yeah, we can do another injection. There's always the possibility that I could need another surgery. I hope that doesn't happen, but it's a very high possibility. I was told this by the surgeon who did my other 2 back surgeries, and a lot of it is to do with the structure of my spine. I have an extra vertebrae. It's kind of like split in half a little bit, and part of it is attached to my hip bone. So yeah, it's a little bit different. That's why I have a hard time sitting in regular seats, because I have this S curve. You know, when you have this curve and you're trying to sit in a chair that doesn't accommodate people whose backs aren't, more straight, less straight than most people, it's hard. That's why, like right now, I don't have any pillows behind me. That's why I'm sitting like right up close, because if I sit back, it won't be comfortable for my back. It's not comfortable how I'm sitting right now, but it's more comfortable than if I sat back without pillows. So I got that done. So hopefully I can get the injection that I need, and then a lot of this inflammation will go away. And I know that, now I'm going to just say this, I'm going to talk about something that might gross you out. So I'm letting you know now, if you don't want to hear what I'm about to say, then just skip over, just, try to find the place where I stop. I don't know where I'm going to stop exactly, but, so if you don't want to hear about this, just, I'm giving you ample warning, okay? All right, so with all of the inflammation that is around my back, I'm not counting the rest of my body, just my lower back in and of itself. There is so much swelling there. There's so much inflammation. And it's not just on the outside. The inflammation happens on the inside of your body. And what happens, and this is very real, it can stop you from going to the bathroom properly, both 1 and 2. You might have to pee so bad, and you sit on that toilet and you're like, come on, come on, come on. You think about Niagara Falls, you turn the water on, you're trying everything, and out comes dribble, dribble, dribble. And that's all you can get out, but you really have to pee. And it's hard to tell if you actually really have to pee, or is everything just being pushed on because you're so swollen. I'm going to say it's a bit of both. From my experience, both. Now, number 2, this one is very, very common. I know people don't like to talk about it, but it's part of life. So, it is what it is. Now I'm going to talk about, for me, I personally am backed up, and I can feel it. I can feel it backed up into my system. And it's very unpleasant because it causes a lot of pressure, because you're already inflamed, you're already swollen, you're already irritated, and it can be very difficult. Like, for instance, sitting on the bed or something. Like, say you want to sit on the bed or the couch or whatever, and you want to watch TV or whatever it is you're doing, and you sit there and all you do is feel this tremendous pressure, and you feel like you constantly have to go, and then you go to the bathroom and nothing comes out. So that was what was happening with me. I was having okay BMs, okay, and they weren't hard or anything. They were just normal type. Then one day I didn't go at all. I don't know why I didn't go, but I didn't go. The next day, it was really hard to go. It actually hurt because I had so much that wanted to come out, and with all the pushing and the swelling, it's not pleasant. It really isn't. I forgot where I was going with this, but oh, that's right. So I ended up last week I had my OBGYN appointment, and I talked to her about this because I said, you know, it's making it worse. What can I do? I don't want to take a laxative because laxatives just push it right through and can cause you to have a lot of pain that's unnecessary. I don't know if you've ever been in that situation. I have. Especially if you need a surgery or something, they like you to drink certain things to clear out your system. Like if you're getting a colonoscopy, the reason they give you that nasty stuff to drink during a specific period of time is so when they stick their instruments up and or down, because they can go from the throat down to check like the esophagus in this area, but then they have to go through your bottom end to check out your bowels and everything, make sure you don't have any polyps or anything like that. And if you're not clean, it makes it harder for them to see what's going on. So that's why in those cases, taking that much of something is okay, because you need it to be cleared out so the doctors can do the best work that they can. In my situation, I'm not I hope I'm not going to have surgery. I hope it's just the injection. But when I talked to my OBGYN about it, she told me to try Miralax. And in my head, I'm thinking, oh God, one of those nasty drinks, right? But I bought it, and it's really cool because you just take off the cap and there's a measuring cup inside the cap. So you just pour it into the cap and then you pour it into your water, stir it around, okay? And it tastes like nothing. Has no taste. In my opinion, it has no taste. And it works with your body, with the water in your body already. So it's different than taking some sort of laxative. And when I'm talking about laxatives, I'm talking about the kind that you take it and a few hours later it's coming out, and it's coming out fast and hard, and it might come out more than you want, because if you take too much, it'll try to clean out what isn't even there, and you don't want to do that. So that's what I like about it. It's gentle. I don't feel it moving everything around. I feel it letting me be able to go to the bathroom better, and I'm hoping with this injection it will help with a lot of that inflammation and swelling, so I don't have that problem. And then I can get back to what I was doing, which was walking, doing exercises, practicing the physical therapy, and getting back to losing weight and all that stuff. Right now I am stuck where I am right now because I'm not allowed to do a lot of these things until I see the neurosurgeon and find out what's going to happen there. I'm sorry, it's a busy road. I'm sorry. There's a lot of landscapers driving by. So the Miralax is very, very gentle, and I would recommend it to anyone who's having bowel issues, struggling, straining, you're swollen, inflamed, any kind of, try it, If it doesn't work for you, then it doesn't work for you, but give it a chance, because I thought at first it wasn't doing anything until it did. So it just takes a little bit longer, and you got to have a little bit of patience, and if you can have those two things, then it will work for you. And if it doesn't, then you got to call the company and tell them why. Maybe they can, fix it somehow, whatever the issue might be. But to me, it had no taste. It has no smell. You mix it into water. And make sure you stir it. It's not going to have like a chalky taste or anything like that. In my opinion, it has no taste. So it's perfect in water. And I would suggest that you do use water. Just make sure you use water, and whatever you drink, like I have those quart bottles. So I pour it into the quart bottle. I drink the whole quart, and then I make sure I do drink a second quart to keep me hydrated, to make, so it works. And I'm also keeping my body hydrated and flushed at the same time, as much as I can. So that's that. Now I wanted to talk about my shoulder and all the swelling. And I know you can see it. I can see. I'm looking at my shoulder. Oh, sorry. I'm looking at my shoulder here, my neck. It's very swollen. It's just full of. You can feel it. It's really not good. So I had my first physical therapy session. I was only given 2 exercises just because of how tight everything is in here. Like, I'm trying to show you my range of motion. You see if I can show you. So I can do this. That's it. I can't, if I go any higher, it causes all this pain. I can do this, but I don't know if you can see. As you can see, my arm isn't fully straight. Like, it's kind of straight, but not really. Trying to bring it down behind my back. This is as far as I can go. I can't reach behind my back. Going like this isn't so bad, but if I pull on it, that stretch you do, if I do that, it doesn't like it at all. And my head, I'm turning my head to my left, so this one's easier. I can turn this one better. Now I'm going to turn to the right. That's as far as I can go. And I usually have to turn my body if someone's on that side to see them if they're talking to me. So what happens is I went in for that first session, and what they do is they write up their report, and then they send it off to the insurance people. Yeah, I think it would be the insurance people, because I have state insurance. I don't have like work insurance, or I have like Anthem, Blue Cross, and Blue Shield. I will say though, out of all the I'm sorry, I got like my mouth is dry today, so I'm sorry if like I get dryness around here. I apologize. When I had Blue Cross and Blue Shield, when I worked as a CNA, they covered like 95% of anything that happened to you. Now, if it was something like you needed specialists, like how sometimes people will need something, but only like a handful of people in the world ever need it. That's the kind of stuff that they might not have covered, but they covered pretty much everything. They covered dental, and that included cleanings and other things. They included all these things, eye care, everything, at least when I had it. I didn't end up using it because I never got sick while I was working there. I got sick and tired of working there, but I would say if you can get that insurance, get it, because it is really good. It's better than all the others out there, especially if you get state insurance like I do, because they really have to like fight the insurance companies to be like, no, this person needs this. They need it, So he's hoping that they will, optimally, he would like 12 weeks, 2 days a week. But he said most likely what will happen is they'll give us 6 weeks, twice a week, hopefully. So we'll see how that goes. And I was given 2 exercises. One of them is you lay on the floor. You can do it on a bed or any surface that you're comfortable laying on. And you can bend your knees if you need to. I have to because of my back. And you get like a broom handle or a bat or just something like that, not too heavy. And you lay back and you do this. You see it? You can see it, can't you? Look, my right arm is not going up as high, but that's okay. So, but this is what I'm doing, and the goal is to get this here to want to move with the other hand and to get it moving into, so it doesn't get stuck or start to atrophy where it is. The other one is you would stand up, kind of like find a table or something, and then just I would put my right hand on the table, and I would kind of spread my legs a little bit, like hip width apart, maybe more if you need to, depending on, your body and what you can do. And then you lean forward, and what you want to do is you want to try to let this right here just move on its own. So like sway your hips a little bit, try to get it moving so it's like doing this, but down towards the ground, to help loosen up the muscles and to get them like moving and stuff like that. So those are the 2. Oh, I did also ask him, because when I yawn, it causes a lot of pain in my neck. And I said, what can I do to help with that? And very simple, take your head, turn it to the side like this, and then just tip it down like this, and you'll feel a stretch in here. You should. If you don't feel it, you might have to dip down a little bit more. You might have to turn your head a little more. But once you feel that stretch, you don't want to just a little stretch to help, It's kind of like when you do like a stretch like this is like in yoga. You put your hand here, and you would tilt your head to the side, and this arm, whatever side you're doing it on, you would let that fall down, and you would stretch all these muscles and everything in there. So it's kind of like that, just without, the hand and all that stuff. So I'm waiting to hear back about when I can go back to physical therapy and do that. So right now, I am waiting for the results for the MRI to see what the doctor's going to say, what he wants to do about it. And then I'm waiting for the physical therapy, for them to call me back when they get the answers from the insurance company of how often and how long I can go. And honestly, I think right now that's the only thing I'm caring about. Like everything else right now, it can wait, because if I'm not medically okay, then anything I try to do, I could set myself back even farther, and I don't want to do that. So I'm just taking things one day at a time, one step at a time, one phone call at a time, one appointment at a time, because I'm in a lot of pain, and I know that a lot of times I don't look like I'm in pain. Like right now, I'm in a lot of pain. I don't know if you can tell I am, but I am. I think a lot of it is I don't like people seeing me in pain, because I have to explain to people that I don't even know out and about why I'm having all this trouble. And usually if I have pain, like say I go to the grocery store. I hate going to the grocery store. There's too many people. and they don't stay 6 feet apart from you. I have to turn around. Ma'am, sir, can you back up 6 feet, please? I know you want to get here, but you need to wait a second because we were here first. Please have some respect, you know? And, you know, anyway, if I go to the grocery store and I am in pain, I know my limits, because like right now, because it's summer and we've had a lot of heat and humidity, wearing a mask on my face actually makes it harder for me to breathe. Because what happens is I get very red, I start to sweat, and I'm having a lot, like my whole face turns red. It's really, so I can only be in the grocery store for so long, and that's why I go with my mother, because if I can't finish what's being done, I can at least go out and sit in the car and she can finish, you know, because I can only handle so many D-bags at the grocery store. And let me tell you something. The other day, went to the grocery store, and that's what was happening. My back was hurting. I was really tired. I was having trouble breathing. I'm like, I need to just go out to the car. And we were done at that point. It was just going to the registers, but I just didn't have it in me. So she went to the registers and I went to walk outside. Now, how they have it up, unless you are a blind person that cannot actually see, there are these big, ginormous signs in red and green with big letters that say, do not enter and enter. Okay, it tells you enter on this side, not this side, right? So I'm going to walk out the exit, and the way they had it set up, there were these 2 grocery carts that were like this. They weren't this close, but they were wide enough apart that 2 people could walk through, but not enough to give you 6 feet apart this way. And when I walked by, I was walking slower because my back was hurting and I wasn't feeling good. And I'm walking out and I pass this man and he goes, "Hey, ever hear of a treadmill?" And I'm just like, excuse me? I'm like, what is your problem? I have back issues. You don't know me. Why are you talking to me like this? It's not like when I walked by him, I said, "Hey, why don't you start, I don't know, exercising to get rid of that beer gut you got going on." I didn't say that to him. He had a big old beer gut, but I didn't say anything about his weight having a beer gut because I don't care, you know? But I don't know why. I think it's because we had to walk by each other. I don't know. Whatever. But I don't, this is why I don't like people. I don't like going around people because people are a-holes. A-holes. Not all of them. There's a lot of nice people out there. There really are. But I always seem to attract the people that want to disrespect me and treat me so poorly. Like I'm not even a human being, you know? I'm like, what did they say in Greece? What was that? The amoeba or something, like, you know, whatever. You know, people have tried to make me feel terrible over the years for whatever reason. And, you know, people think when they attack my weight that it, I don't know, upsets me. I think, and that, it depends on how it's presented to me. If it upsets me, what upset me about this wasn't that he said it. I mean, it was upsetting, but I'm like, well, he's just a douche, you know? Then, because where I was parked, I could see the front entrance. he went over and started talking to one of the workers there, pointing at me and laughing at me. This man doesn't know me, doesn't know anything about me, nothing. And he made this judgment, which was ironic because, like I said, he had a beer gut and he looked like he was about to give birth. That big of a beer gut, okay? But he's saying, stuff to me. It's like, okay, so what you're really saying is you wish you had a treadmill, and I just reminded you that you wish you had a treadmill, But it did upset me because, I didn't say anything to him. All I said was, oh, excuse me, as we walked by. That's all I said. Excuse me. I didn't realize saying excuse me was justifiable to someone to insult me. I know that I'm overweight. I know this. It's not a secret. Okay? I don't go around going, yeah, I weigh 100 pounds when really I don't, okay? I don't lie about, like, it is what it is, okay? And I have been set back. So, being set back, and with the coronavirus where they were saying not to go out, I wasn't going out. But I also wasn't exercising either in the house. And that's on me, But that isn't an excuse for anybody to just say some random crap to somebody, I mean, people of all different walks of life, I think, can relate to going out in the world and people just being mean to you because they can, because they want to, because, I don't know, they're bored. Maybe they're not getting sex at home. I don't know. Maybe they have an alcohol problem. Maybe they're a drug addict. Or maybe they're just a-holes. I don't know. I don't know what's going on here, okay? But aside from all that, like I said, I'm doing it one thing at a time. I have been set back because I also hurt my shoulder in February. Oh, I hear you. Okay, I've only got 15% power left on my phone. That's okay. So I injured my shoulder. I have back issues, and walking isn't always the best thing for my back when I'm in such pain. Especially, look at all this inflammation, guys. Okay? You can see it. People might go, oh no, that's fat. No, seriously, this is inflammation. This is what inflammation looks like. Whether you're fat or not, this is what it looks like, okay? So once I get that under control and I can get back to doing these different things, it'll be easier for me to start doing the yoga that I was doing. That way I can work on my back a lot more and stuff like that. And that's my goal. My ultimate goal is, however long it takes, I'm not putting an end date on it, but however long it takes, I hope to lose 1 to 2 pounds a week. And over time, hopefully bring myself back down to a healthier weight. That is my goal. And that's my ultimate goal. But right now, my mini goals are to wait to hear from the neurosurgeon about getting an injection and figuring out the physical therapy for my shoulder. Right now, that's what I'm dealing with. So that's what I'm going to focus on. And then I will focus on the other things when I can do them. And that's the best that I can do. I don't want to overwhelm myself. I don't want to do something that's going to hurt me and set me back again. It sucks, but you know what? God doesn't give you anything you can't handle. And there's a reason even if I don't understand it. There's a reason that I have medical issues. There's a reason I have psychological issues. There are reasons for it, but I don't think we'll know until we pass on to the next realm, and then we get to learn some stuff about ourselves. That's what I think. You know, you don't have to believe that. I'm not trying to impose my beliefs onto you. That's not what I'm doing. I don't want anyone to take offense at that. But dang, these trucks are loud. So yeah, that's what I'm doing. I am where I am. Oh, and I'm also doing the DBT. We're doing Zoom for the group. So I actually like that because it gives you, it still gives you that community. Even though you're not sitting in the same room, you're still able to listen to other people and hear, like, maybe they did something that you might want to try that might help you deal with A, B, and C or whatever. I gotta stop doing that. I keep moving my right arm. I am right-handed, so I tend to move my right arm a lot, and I don't mean to, and every time I do, it gives me, I'm like, I'm having a pain right now. So I gotta stop doing that. I forgot what I was saying. I'm sorry. I don't know what I was saying. Oh, DBT. Yeah. So you might learn like a new tip or something from somebody else. They might do something in a way that you never thought before. And you might be like, let me try that. That might be something I could do. Maybe to relieve some stress or something. Now, something that I am doing is breathing exercises and trying to work up to meditating. It is hard for me to actually do that because, well, I mean, there's always noise going on, and anytime I start to do something like that, I usually get interrupted. So, you know, it isn't always feasible. So, but I'm trying. You know, I'm doing the best that I can. I'm trying to think. Oh, I go back to the doctor who referred me for physical therapy. He is a orthopedic surgeon, I think. I have a follow-up with him, so hopefully when I go back to see him, he will say, oh yeah, look at the difference, you know, and all that stuff. So and I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I have kind of cheated on how I've been eating. I do eat healthy foods, but I've kind of eaten a little bit more of stuff that I shouldn't be eating. And I am acknowledging this because I want to limit that. I don't want to hide it. I don't want to lie about it. I want to own it and then do something about it. So that's what I'm doing. Is there anything else? I don't think so. I think that's pretty much it for right now in terms of that type of medical stuff. Working with my shoulder, working with my back. I don't know if I'll get an injection. I might not even need one. I might just need the physical therapy, which is great, you know. If I don't need a needle, then great, I don't need it, you know. So yeah, I think I covered everything. Yeah. Oh, wait, one more thing. I normally take lorazepam, but I talked to my psychiatrist and I told her what was going on, and I asked her, is it okay temporarily until I get things to a better place? Can I go on diazepam instead of the Ativan, and then once I'm done with that, go back to the Ativan? And she was okay with that. So, and it does help with some of the pain because I am in a lot of pain. So, yeah. All right. Well, I love you guys so much, and thank you for tuning in. Thank you for being a part of this channel. I know it's not a huge channel, but my goal isn't to be the biggest channel out there. My goal is to talk about my issues. Hopefully, you guys can relate. Maybe you have questions. And I'm sorry if you guys have asked me questions and I haven't answered you back. I haven't been feeling well, and when I don't feel well, I don't tend to do a lot of those things. It's not personal. Um, it's just the way that I am. I'll deal with that later. So if you have asked me questions and I haven't gotten back to you, I apologize. You can always email me at mooddisorderedmind.com. Sorry, at gmail.com, and ask me that way. I might, because like sometimes when you know how your phone shows, oh, you've got messages. Sometimes I hit clear because I'm in the middle of watching something or doing something, and I don't realize, oh, somebody left me a comment. I didn't even notice. And I only have a phone. I don't have any other electronic device that I can use. So it's a little bit harder for me to use the phone to answer all the questions. And I know I have a lot of feedback I need to give back for the past few years that I haven't been able to do or wasn't in the mood to do. So please don't take it personally. I do want to answer your questions, and as soon as I can get to that, I will. And again, if you think I missed your question, send it to me in an email. That way you can say as much as you want. You don't have to leave it in the comments for everyone to see. And I will not use your name or anything. I will just answer. Like, if you send me questions in an email, if there's enough of them, I can make a video answering these questions. I think that might be the better way to go. But it's up to you. You can always still leave them in the comments if you'd like. But again, I do want to answer your questions. So if you have them, please email me at mooddisorderedmind@gmail.com. I'll put my email in the description so you know exactly how to spell it and everything. And we can go from there. So again, thank you for watching. I love you all. Please take care of yourselves and one another. And please be safe out there. All right? Please be safe. Be role models for the kids, okay? And always, peace and love. Bye, guys.